Hi, welcome to my card and a cuppa for Wednesday. What are we up to? Wednesday the 18th of June 2025. My name's Denise McCabe and I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator in Australia on the New South Wales Central Coast, so welcome. Now it says I've gone live, so I'll just hopefully it's working. I'm not quite sure how to double check. Let me just see. I think I'm a few minutes early too, so let me just see if I can work this out. I wonder if I can see it over here. Live. Okay, it says I'm live. Okay, cool. So let's go back to this. Then I can make sure I can see things. Okay, so, hi Margaret. Thanks for hopping on, letting me know I'm in the right place. How are you? Are you cold? It's a bit chilly, isn't it? I don't know what it is at the moment. I don't know. Let's have a look on my phone. It says it's 16 outside, but I'm thinking it's very doubtful. It was very chilly on our walk this morning. Rosie and I and my husband, we went for our walk at about 7:30 this morning and it was 7 degrees. So it was very chilly. We caved and we got a cup of coffee. You're frozen. Hi, Lynn. Yeah, we caved and we got a cup of coffee on our walk this morning because it was so cold. But it was nice to be out and I don't know. I just like going for my walks in the morning. I don't care how cold it is. I've got a puffer jacket coat thing, so I rug up and I wear scarves, and I'm a woman of many scarves. I have thousands of scarves. So yeah, I haven't resorted to my gloves yet, so maybe I'll have to do. It was 2 degrees there, Margaret. Now where are you? You're in Sydney, in the Illawarra area now, I think. Is that right? Anyway, I've got my cuppa. I hope you've got your cuppa for card and a cuppa. My cuppa is green tea in my funny doggy mug. And yeah, so it was a bit chilly this morning. So, and then I had a nice morning. I met my daughter and a little granddaughter over at the library, and where they had baby, what was it? Baby story time. And that was fun. And just went for half an hour, and then we went off and had a cup of coffee, and we bought a little all-in-one white suit to go under her little flower girl dress for the wedding in Saturday week. So yeah, we thought she'd need something a little bit warm and snug underneath her little dress. So we got that. We found that, so that was good. So I've had a very nice morning, or very nice day so far. So even though I am still cold and my toes are cold. I always know when it's cold, when my feet or my nose is cold. Okay, so we're going to do a card sketch kind of today. And hi, Marilyn. Ah, you're now near Penrith. Oh, well, Penrith does get very cold. Ooh, yes. Yes, my parents lived at Penrith for a while before I was born. My brother was born in Penrith. Yeah, but I know Penrith can get quite cold. I think it's just cold anyway. Anyway, we're going to do a card sketch today, and it's a bit of a technique. Now, I've done a sample card. I wasn't too happy with my sample card, but... Oh, hi, Nicole. From Perth. It's raining in Perth. Keep your rain. I don't want rain over here. My son gets married Saturday week in the Hunter Valley, and we are just hoping for sunshine. We don't care if it's cold because it's only the ceremony that's outside, and they do have a wet weather alternative, but we're hoping for a nice sunny day because it'll be nice and amongst the vineyards with the mountains behind them. But yeah, the reception is all inside, so that's okay. But so we want sun. We want sun. And I think my weather app is telling me this Saturday is sunny and Friday of the next week is sunny. So I'm hoping that it carries to the Saturday, the 28th. That'll be sunny. Okay, so as I said, it's a sketch, and I did a practice card and I wasn't real happy with it, but you can tell me what you think. And I've also got some happy mail to share with you. So I guess I'm going to go longer than the 30 minutes today, but I guess that's okay. So let's go down to the craft desk and we can get started. Okay, so let's do happy mail first. I will show you some of my happy mail that I got for my birthday earlier in the month. And I'll have a sip of my green tea before I do that, because that's nice and hot. Okay, I've got some, the bonus of having friends who are card makers is that you get awesome cards for your birthday or for Christmas. And that's always a bonus, isn't it? Now this is from my very special friend Felicity. And Felicity does amazing work. And she has used the Gallery Bloom suite for this card, and it's a fun fold card. So it's a Z fold, like a double Z fold card. And she does layers upon layers upon layers, and it's just beautiful, isn't it? It's just beautiful. I'm going to have to try and case this card. I'm not quite sure if I'll manage to do it justice, but I do want to try and case it. So thank you, Felicity, for my beautiful fun fold card. And with that beautiful suite, we all are loving that suite. And she's put paper, she's put paper everywhere. Designer series paper on the inside, on the outside, everywhere. Embossed things. Beautiful card. Thank you so much, Felicity. This one is from my dear friend Margaret. Margaret is one of my downlines, and she's also used the beautiful gallery suite, and I love that. And she's embossed a panel of, I don't know whether it's white, but it might be, and she's put ink over the top to highlight the embossing, and a strip of paper, and she's got some silver foil behind the rose, so that's beautiful too. I should case Felicity's card. I know. There's a couple here I'm going to case, and Felicity's is one of them. So because I love my fun folds. Now this one is from my downline Christy, and it's called a fan card. Now I was watching a demonstrator in America this morning. I woke up early before I went for my walk in the cold. And hi Tanya. And I watched a YouTube video, and she had sized it down to this size card. So I don't know if that's where Christy got it from, but I'm going to have a go at this one because I haven't tried a fan card, and I think it's pretty cool. Pretty good. And these are papers I don't have, so I'm not quite sure which papers they belong to, but I'm going to try and do that one. So Felicity's and that one I'm going to have a go, purely because I haven't made those types of cards before. This is from my friend Janine. It's an arrow fold card, and I have done an arrow fold before, but always worth revisiting. So that's a really nice card. This is from my friend Natalie, and I think that could have been I think this set was called Prized Peony. It's an old one, but it's a beautiful card. This one's from my friend Deb. She's also one of my downlines, and I can't remember the name of this paper, but it's always beautiful paper. So it's always lovely to get happy mail in your letterbox. This is from my downline die. So she's used, no, it's not the painted. She's used an embossing folder here. I think it's one I don't have. It's like the painted textures one, but I think it's something different. And multiple textured note dies. Can you see the multiple layering of the dies? And then this is the hibiscus. I'm sitting wrong in my desk. I'm out of view, or my camera's moved or something. The hibiscus stamp set. I don't have that one either. And apparently they always try to make a card of things that I don't have. So they've got to keep their wits about them. This is also from my downline, another downline, Anna Louise. And it's a lovely fun fold card. I have created one of these fun folds in the past, but I think that's worth a revisit. And this was celebration paper a couple of years ago. That beautiful bird paper that everybody loved and couldn't get enough of. So thank you, Anna Louise. It's a beautiful card. Very nice. So I might have to revisit that one. This is from my friend Michelle. And I'm not sure what paper that comes from, but it's pretty paper. It could have been a black and white paper that we could colour. I think that's what it was. But it's really nice. And this is like a vellum that she might have coloured. I'm not sure. Not sure. I'll have to investigate that one. This is from my upline Linda Dulkey. And I did one very similar. What's the name of that fun fold? Which fun fold, Tanya? Is it this one? I can't remember. I can't remember. I'll have to look it up, but I have done one of these. Do you remember we had, we had a stamp set and papers that had lipsticks and handbags and things on it. I think it was called All Dressed Up. I did one of these style of cards with that paper, so I'll have to go back into the archives and have a look and see what that was called, because I can't remember. I think it's a W is coming to mind, because it makes a W there, but I can't remember the exact name, Tanya, but I will investigate for you. But I'll have to revisit that one. And yeah, I did very similar card to this at my class last weekend, so thank you, Linda, for the idea. But I didn't make mine a fun fold, but Linda's was a fun fold. I think she did this in her Zoom class with the Thankful Garden Suite and the mini corrugated embossing folder. Thanks, Nicole, you're helping out with that. Now this one, who's this one from? This is from my friend Julie. She's over in America at the moment visiting her children. Both her children live in America. Born and bred in Australia, but they both live over in America. So Julie's over there for a few months. So thank you, Julie. Beautiful with the die cuts and embossing. This is from another friend, Deb. And I think Sue Campfield did one recently very like this. I think it was called, what did she call it? Pop-up theatre card, I think she called it. I can't remember, but I think Sue Campfield's was just on the base, whereas Deb made this into a card, like an opening card, and put it on the front panel. I think it was called Pop-Up Theatre Card. I think that's what she called it, and it stands up. And this was beautiful, that beautiful magnolia paper we had quite a few years ago. And this is from my friend Colette, and she's used the I think that paper has just retired. I love that paper. It was with the Birdhouse Suite. And Spotlight on Nature dies. Cut a butterfly, some die cuts, a little fan posy. Really pretty. So I'm very lucky that I had such beautiful cards. And a couple that I need to try and recreate or have a go at making. I will put these three on top because they're the ones I want to have a go at doing. But yeah, I'll have to look at that one, Tanya. Can't remember. I think my puppy dog's going crazy. I'm going to have another sip of my tea. Okay, so this is the stamp set we're going to use today. Now, I got this stamp set as a freebie prize patrol at On Stage. I have to be honest, it is not a stamp set I am fond of. And I have my reasons as to why I'm not fond of it, but I'm challenging myself to try and use it. So I do like the dog. I've done a card with the dog. Let me try and find it quickly if I can. I probably can't. I meant to get that out before I started, but you know, I didn't. Maybe I'll put it over here near my desk. Let's have a look. I've got cards ready I'm going to put into classes and, here it is. Look, here it is. So I purely just cased the catalogue with this card. Yeah, I think it's known as a W card too. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. And yeah, I've just head embossed the dog and I stuck couple of love hearts on either side of him, and I used the hello from something. I don't know where that came from. I haven't written it down. Maybe that's from Simply Said. So that was my first play. So I do like the dog, but I do struggle with this stamp set, I must admit. But you know, I'm going to try. So this one, I made this as a sample card yesterday, and this is a technique card, and it's called the floating frame card. Now, I don't know whether it worked. I'm not sure if I'm happy with it, but we're going to try and recreate it. And I think I'm not happy with it because I've got navy or blues behind the pop-up card, the frame. Now I've put I die cut a piece of window sheet with a Everyday Arches die, and then I laid the cardstock over. I don't like the way I did it because I didn't get the stitching on the cardstock. I think I should have put the cardstock on first, then put the die through the cut emboss machine today. And this is like a little dolphin, and I just blended some blue on him, and I coloured him with Wink Stella. I don't know if you can see that, but he is a bit sparkly, and he's quite nice to be sparkly. And then I used, what are these beautiful gems? The two-tone sparkle gems. I used those because I thought they matched the right, you know, the ocean. I didn't like the way I missed getting the top of the arch die, so, you know, we are our harshest critics, aren't we? So I'm going to have another go at recreating this in different colours and using a different stamp. So this is the kind of sketch that I followed. Instead of using a rectangle, I used the Everyday Arch frame. And instead of putting a banner across there, I just stuck my sentiment on the bottom card strip. So that's loosely that's the sketch we're going to follow today. So let's put our sketch to one side. Oh, we don't need that. That's something else. And we'll grab what we've got here. So we've got the Everyday Arches, and I've embossed a piece of white cardstock with the So Swirly embossing folder. And I've chosen the third largest Everyday Arch. The dog did it for you, Tanya. I do love the dog because that does look very much like my Rosie. I do love the dog, but I'm struggling with this stamp set. Very much so. And it will be one I will on sale because it's not my favourite. Okay, so I have got a piece of Timid Tiger. I think one of the, oh, have I scored that? No, I haven't scored it. The wrong one. This is letter size cardstock, and that's why it's not right. So I've just got to take 21 centimetres. I've got to take that little bit off, and then that's right. So the first lot of in colour cardstock I got was a pack of letter size. So, and we don't use letter, we use A4. So I get trapped sometimes because I'm using up some of the letter stuff first. So then I've got a piece, and that didn't score very well. Let's just try that again. See, I'm sure this is going to be jinxed because I've put it out to the world that it's not my favourite stamp set. I've got a piece of basic white cardstock, 9.5 centimetres by 13.9. I put that through the So Swirly embossing folder. And I've got a little stylish shaped die, which I haven't got a sentiment out for yet, but, you know, we'll find something. And then I've got a piece of window sheet. You can't see it probably, but I have got it. I'll hold it over my, there we go, you can, and I've just got it big enough so that when I do run the die through, it will cut it out. Now it's a little bit difficult getting through window sheet, but we're going to give it a whirl. And I'll put my die here. So what can you see that? Not really. Hi, Joan. Okay, I'm gonna have another sip of my tea because I'm fearful that this technique's not going to work for me. You're in love with Everyday Arches. I like them too. Now I have got 1.5 centimetre strips of Now this is going to test me. I cut these up yesterday. I'm pretty sure that's pumpkin pie. That's Calypso Coral. This is Timid Tiger. Yes. Oh goodness me. That's Crushed Curry. I think this one's Darling Duckling. That's Daffodil Delight. And this is Peach Pie. So I've sort of got radiating colours. Not sure if that one should go there. I don't know where Calypso Coral should go. It just seems to be one that's a bit strange. But you know what? It probably doesn't even matter. So let's put our strips up here. And I'm not going to do that. I think I need to get a little bit of grid paper. Is that's dirty. I can't do dirty. No. Let me find some grid paper. Thought I had it already. Oh, look, let's just go with one of these because it's nice and fresh. Fresh. Okay. So I'll push those up there. And I want to get my die close by so that I don't muck up. Although I fear I'm going to. Now look, I've just spread all those out now. Just crunch them all up again. Okay, pumpkin pie. Let's just try and get some sort of something going on here. And that's peach pie. And then we've got crushed curry. And then Timid Tiger and Daffodil Delight. Okay, so I've got my arch die here, and I am going to get double-sided tape. I'm going to put that on the back of my, see, it's just doomed to fail. Let's just, that didn't go so well for me. Let me just get rid of that and get that straight again. Okay. Okay, I'll do one at a time. Now, I'm not going to put my window sheet through the cut emboss machine first because I want to get the stitching on the cardstock as well. So let's just get rid of that. And I'm not using glue on the window sheet because I just think that wouldn't work. So I'm just going to use my grid paper to line up my bits and pieces. And then I've got that positioned, so yes. So this one is Timid Tiger. And the floating frame is just a technique that you can see through the frame and it looks like it floats. Does that make sense? I don't know if it does. And I'm just using like a strip. I'm using my grid paper to try and get an even strip between them. So I'm going to go a little bit closer than I did on my sample card. And this one is Calypso Coral. And you can do this technique with designer series paper as well. You can do that with that. And you know, if the gap's not exact, it doesn't really matter. It's just whatever you want to do. I really think, though, this stamp set knows I'm not a fan. And it causes me grief. But I do like the doggy too, Tanya. The doggy is the only one. I like the rose, but I'd have to sort of adjust the rose to make it more within my liking. Now, how are we going? How are we going? I think we're going okay. So I've just used a variety of colours and just sort of tones. You can probably work out which animal I'm going to stamp with the colours I'm using. I'm going to put that there. And let's see. Oh yes, I think I might have. No, don't get too sure of yourself, Denise, because you don't want to come crashing down. Oopsie. I tell you what other dies I like along with the everyday arch dies. I like the textured note dies. I think they're really versatile as well. Okay, so that's gonna work perfectly. Our arch is gonna work in with that. So let's, now she's stuck it down to the to the grid paper. Oh, for goodness sakes. Oh, come on. Well, that's not a good idea, is it? Ah. So, ladies, don't do that. Don't put too much tape on and then you stick it to your grid paper. Because that's not a good look. Okay, and the other thing I need to get is a piece of cardstock. There we go. And put that there. And I'm going to use the tiger. So let me get the tiger off the sheet, off the acetate sheet. And is he going to fit on my block? He's not. A cheeky little thing. I'm going to need a wider block. Okay. So we're going to our supplies that are not Stampin' Up because the block is wider. So shh, don't tell anyone. And we're going to get, I've seen this paired with the stamp set. The blooming for, ah yes, I know that stamp set. I really like that stamp set too, Tanya, but I haven't got it because there's just a bit of a limit. But yes. And I've seen this stamp set paired with, not paired, but with a, like a journaling pen. And when you've hand drawn around the edges of the card and put little squiggles, I've seen that done too. So I will try and persevere. But, you know, so I am just going to stamp him straight down here. There we go. We'll close that up before we get into trouble. Put that over there. And then I'm going to fussy cut him out like I did with my dolphin. Okay. But before we do that, I'm going to get my cut emboss machine. I like the rose, but I'd have to chop off that bit. I'm sure some of you know what I'm talking about with this stamp set. Okay, all right, so I am going to get my cut emboss machine in and we can die cut our arch. Okay, so I'm going to make sure I don't want it sticking to my plate. So I'm just going to cut off the excess now because I don't want to find that it sticks down to my plate just because I'm being silly and put too much tape on the back. Okay, I want the pumpkin pie at the bottom of my arch, and there we go. So I'll just move that up. I don't need to tape it down. I'll just move it up a little fraction so I get a little bit of the Daffodil Delight and a little bit of the pumpkin pie. And here's my plate. Now I'm going to have to wind this through a few times because, get rid of that. Yesterday it didn't quite cut through the acetate. And the clunking is perfectly normal. And this is your arm exercise for the day. And if you want to swap arms, you can. Okay, that was 4 times. Let's have a little look. It hasn't quite cut through. You know what? It'd be really good on vellum. And I was tempted to use vellum, but we all know that we don't sell vellum anymore. But we all probably have a good stash of vellum. I'm going to have to help this along with scissors, I think. Or a knife. Okay. I don't think any more cutting is going to help that. I am going to help it along with, let me look. There's a craft knife. There's an accessory. I still haven't practiced with this accessory tip on my Take Your Pick tool. I promised that I was going to do that, and I haven't done that yet. So let me just find the little craft knife. It's here somewhere. Aha. Here we go. Scares me. Scares me. So this is the accessory. It's not got, it's go on this end, okay? I'm learning. It's got to go on your putty end, I think. Yep. Yep. So it's got to go on your putty end. So these are the accessory parts you can get for your Take Your Pick tool. Hi, Sheila. You're late to the party. Well, that's okay. These things scare the hell out of me. I'm just going to help cut that out. I want to cut my mat because it's cut through with the cut emboss machine, but just not right through. So just bear with me while I do this. But you know what? It'd cut right through vellum. But we can't use vellum, can we? This is working. So you need an accessory. So let me just do, I'm doing surgery. Didn't realize I'd got my doctor's degree and I was going to do surgery. So it's almost cut through the window sheet, just not quite. There we go. But this is working. But this is dangerous, especially in my hands. But I do like the stitching. I'm liking this a little bit better than my sample card. Okay, look at that. Put that lid back on before we get into trouble. Because knowing me, I'd cut myself. Okay, so there we are. There is our window sheet with our strips of cardstock on it, and we've got our stitching on the edge of our cardstock, which I'm liking a lot more than my sample that didn't have the stitching, because I put the cardstock on after I die cut the window sheet. Does that make sense? I could use a shim, I could, but I didn't. But that's a good idea. Thank you. But it would cut through vellum straight away. The window sheet is just that little bit thicker. I'm just making sure I've got no goopy things happening on my strips of cardstock. Okay, so that's going to go here, and what you can do is you can put it up on, there's some goopy there, and I don't like goopy. Is that gone? No. Maybe it's on this side. It's on this side. Okay. You put it up on dimensionals or foam adhesive strips, and it floats. It looks like it's floating. And I think it's going to look a little bit better with white behind it rather than with similar colour to what I've done the strips with. So that's that. My die's a bit bent now. Now we're going to bring in our tiger, and I got the Timid Tiger blends just the other day or last week. And I should have another sip of my green tea before it goes cold. Okay, so let's just grab a little strip of scrap of white cardstock, and let's just see. Okay, that's dark Timid Tiger and light Timid Tiger. Okay, let's just colour him in a little bit. I'm not quite sure where the dark and the light should be. I don't know tigers very well, thank goodness for that. Okay, so I'll just go down here and make sure my head's not coming in. You don't want to see my big fat head coming in. Okay, so I'm just going to go down the edges. I don't think there's a lot of detail to colouring in the tiger. I'm just going to... This one I just did with a blending brush, but I don't think I should do that with a tiger. I think he needs a bit more attention. So just bear with me while I colour in. I know, I find when I do classes, if it involves colouring, everybody goes quiet. And they behave. Because they're colouring and concentrating. So if I've gone quiet, I apologise. I'm behaving though. So my little granddaughter is teething. She's 5 months old now, goodness me. And she's cut her bottom teeth. So the little munchkin's in a bit of pain and rosy cheeks. You know what it's like when they cut their teeth. Poor little munchkin. But she's still a happy little girl. Very happy, which is nice. Okay, I think he needs a little bit of a black nose. So let me grab my other blend. How long have we been? 37 minutes. So I'm going to use light basic black just for his little nose. I think he looks pretty cute. And let's fussy cut him out. Okay, so I'm going to fussy cut him out. I could cut that line off, but I'm not going to. But you can see that I'm loosely following a sketch. Loosely. There we go. Fussy cutting also makes my class members go quiet. So if I want to have a quiet class, I incorporate colouring and fussy cutting. Because sometimes they get a bit out of hand. They get a bit naughty. But anyway, it's always lots of fun. Okay, I'll get rid of that and just come around here. I don't know if I said I put some Winker Stella on my dolphin, but I don't think a tiger should have Winker Stella on it. I don't think a tiger would like to have Winker Stella on it. So I put my dolphin up on dimensionals. There we go. I think that's pretty good. I think I'm happy with that. And like I thought, I could either sit him here with his paws hanging over that one, or yeah, I don't think I want him up that high, or I could sit him on the edge with his paws hanging down. Let's start putting our card together. And let's put this on first, and then I'll have to find my foam adhesive strips. Honestly, I think I'm ready and I'm not. Okay, so this is going to give us a little bit extra border around it because it's 9.5 centimeters by 13.9, so it's just one size down from a normal matting piece. Same in the classroom with kids. Tell you what, sometimes I think my classes are kid related. Let me just grab my... Okay, this is from a kit, so that will work. So I'm going to turn my floating frame over and just put it behind the card strips. So where are my scissors? There we go. I might put that one up there. That looks good. And then this one. So you could just use normal dimensionals, but I think the foam strips work. They're easier. They're easier. So that's that. Now I'm going to snip that piece. Oh, where'd that go? Come back. That's stuck down on my desk now. Can you believe that? Oh, there it is. Got it. Is that going to be too long? It is. So yeah, that was just from a kit, but you can buy foam adhesive strips in the online store. I don't think they're in the catalogue. They might be. And then just the same as dimensionals, you can peel the backings off. I did say this video would go longer because I showed my Happy Mail. But yeah, I've got a couple of cards there that I need to have a go at making. And maybe have another go at that W fold card. Okay. So we're just going to pop that on our panel. Yeah, I think with the white behind it, it looks better. I think they were sort of some of the boo-boos I made with my other card. So where's that sketch? It's very loose. Very loose. Okay. So now I'm going to put my tiger up on dimensionals, and I think I'll have him... I might have him here, sitting over. So let's find dimensionals. I might use some little ones down here, down on his tail. Just down there. I think that's probably enough. Let's have a look. Whoops. Okay, so we said, did we say here? Or should we go down lower? If we're going to put our banner, I don't know if I want a banner. Maybe I'll go with a skinnier banner. I don't know if I want a banner. I don't know. It's a bit tricky, isn't it? I don't think I want my fat banner. Could maybe just... No, I don't know. Definitely don't want my fat banner. So maybe I should put him down here. Yes, I think Timid Tiger hanging over Timid Tiger. There we go. Now, let's have a look. I've got all my bits here. Let me have a think about... I wonder if I should go with... I've got so many little bits cut out here that I haven't used at classes. This was one from Celebratory Sips. Cheers, it's your day. Don't think that's quite appropriate. Let me think. I think I need a little one. I think a little one would be the best go, but who knows if I've got one of them cut out. Let's have a little look. And then we can... Oh, look, I have. Look. Now I've got to try and make sure I don't stuff up the Stampin'. And I'll grab my Simply Said. That's funny, Nicole. That's funny. Okay, so let's have a little look. Oh, that's where that hello came from. Yay. I don't think we want yay. Maybe I'll go, this little set came out of the Heirloom Arrangements kit, and it's got some great little sentiments, and I think this For You is just perfect. So let's pop that onto a block and get Timid Tiger. And let's have a little practice on my scrap here. Yes, that looks perfect. Let's have a little, not a practice, this is the real thing. Perfect. And you can put birthday inside. Exactly, she was just testing. Just had to make sure they were cooked, the popcorn was cooked properly. Okay, so that is meant to go up here, and I think, you know what, I think I will put it up there, and I'm going to pop, which end is it? This end. I'm going to pop a little dimensional on this end and a little bit of glue up this end. Okay. Okay, so it's kind of the, I'm gonna hold that down. It's kind of the sketch. We've just done a different shape, but we've got to get some bling. Let's see what bling we can find now. We've got last year's in colour bling with the peach pie, but I don't think I like that. So let's find this year's in colours in my little tin that my bling tin. Let's see if we can, is that it? Nope. I know I've got them. I've got the in colour ones. I know I've got them. She says confidently. Here we go. Ooh. I don't have many left of the Timid Tiger, but you know what? I have some. So I am going to put one here and a small one here and another big one down here, I think. Yes. There we go. So that is a floating frame card. What do you think? I like it better than my sample. I like it better than my sample one because I just did it a little bit different. I like the stitching on the cardstock much better. And this hasn't stuck. Why hasn't this stuck? Because it's just being silly. And I like the white. You love it, Tanya? Oh, cool. I reckon you could, well, you could do it with the bike, you could do it with the dog, you could do it with the dolphin, tiger. You could probably do it with the birthday cake and use these lines to make it go a bit longer. You could do it maybe this way with the rose. It's just, there's my doggy one. It's just a bit different. It's just a bit different. You love the colours, Sheila. These are so not my colours. These are my colours. But I think this one sort of doesn't work as well because I put it on like a dark matting piece. I think it needs the white to showcase the window, you know, and it makes it look it's floating. It's just a bit of fun. The white, yeah, it does allow it to float more, doesn't it? You can sort of see that a bit better. So there you go. I've challenged myself to use a stamp set that I'm not in love with. But you know, I love the dog, but that's about it. But you know, that's just me and line art, certain line art drawings. Stamp sets, I'm not a fan. So let's go back to here. And I've gone way too long today. So sorry. Way too long. But that's our floating frame technique using along these lines stamp set. The stamp set's in the annual catalogue and it's $35. So I'm sure some people will love this stamp set. And I'm happy if you do. So that is it for today, ladies. I hope you're all keeping warm. I won't be walking at 7 degrees tomorrow or Friday because I've got to go to work. So the bike would be a great one for the teenage. Yes, it would be. And I have actually seen a card with the bike. Someone put the bike in one of the scenery papers of the beautiful gallery papers. I've seen them put like a little bike in the foreground. And I thought, oh, that's cool. Thank you, Marilyn. So have a great rest of the week and keep warm. And I will see you on Monday for Makeup Monday. Thanks for watching, everybody. Give me a thumbs up and like and share my channel as I continue to grow it. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.